Congressional members of the so-called squad are popular online, but how popular are their ideas in real life? And how could self-described democratic socialists impact American politics if enough are elected to public office? Joining us to discuss, author Cheryl Chumley, the author of the book Socialists Don't Sleep. I think we've got a full screen for you just a moment. There it is on your screen. Our panelists, Scott Walker and Bobby Eberle, are also standing by. Cheryl, we'll start off the segment with you here, though. Tell us a little bit about your concerns that you have clearly enough to write a whole book about it, but the role of these democratic socialists that they could play in American politics should enough of them be elected.
Well, my big concerns are that socialism has crept into America's politics and culture for years, and it's done so under guise of the Democrat Party. They call it anything but socialism, but now we're at the point in America where socialism is openly embraced. And my big concern is the emerging youth taught in public school systems to hate capitalism, hate America, are being schooled in the socialist way. So as they come on Capitol Hill, we have the next generation of voters embracing these very anti-American values.
So you say next generation of voters. Governor Walker, if we looked at sort of the 2020 election, quite frankly, it appeared to be a rejection of socialist ideas. In regards to defunding the police, we saw a lot of GOP lawmakers win those crucial House seats. So do you think it is the next generation that might be those who would embrace these more socialist ideas? Is it the generation after that? Which direction are we heading?
Well, I think Cheryl's right that we saw the outcome, particularly in these congressional and local races, but that was largely because of older voters understanding. A lot of us, having grown up during the Cold War, understanding what's at stake. We saw what happened to the Soviet Union. We saw what happened to Soviet bloc countries. We're seeing what's happened right now to Venezuela and elsewhere. But in schools, from middle school on, all the way through the left-wing professors they get on campus, and many of the liberal activists. It's part of the reason why I joined Young America's Foundation, was to try and combat this. We see socialism creeping into our campuses. We see it into our culture. We've now started to see it, at least with the younger generation, when it comes to elections. We can't sleep on this. We've got to react to it. And a good example I give to young audiences is Cuba right now has a $17 minimum wage, but not per hour, not per day, not per week, but per month. That's what socialism gets you. But most young people have no clue what's at stake, which is why we've got to fight even harder. We've got to persist, not just resist, but persist in our fight for freedom.
Well, during the coronavirus pandemic, we've seen a lot of people have to rely on the government, perhaps more than they ever have before, just based on waiting for the decisions being made from their elected officials to dictate how they can live their lives, how they can run their businesses, whether or not they can send their children to in-person schools. And Bobby, you know, we've just now received word that the Congress has come together and approved the next round of coronavirus stimulus, but it has taken months. And quite frankly, the numbers that they came to, that $600 additional, COVID relief, and you've got those $300 for unemployment benefits, it's still not enough. That's what a lot of people are saying.
Well, Emma, though, but you do have millions of dollars for gender programs in Pakistan. Don't forget that. That's what's going into this bill. It's outrageous, and the socialism is pushing through. We see it over and over again. People, this younger generation, are embracing it. I read a report, 86 candidates that you could consider far left, extreme, socialist, Democrat, socialist, whatever you want. 86 ran for office in 2018, 266 in 2020. That is getting rejected because we have an older electorate. But as those people start going from teens and 20s to more like 30s and 40s and actually voting, if this is what's being pushed in our schools, we are in big trouble. We need to get our message out, the conservative message, back into the schools, because the left has taken them over. And if we don't do anything about it, these people that are apathetic young voters are soon going to be activists in voting and actually endorsing and supporting those programs.
Well, if you want to learn more about it, of course, we've got the book for you. It is Cheryl Chumley's new book detailing the sneaky and underhanded ways the secular left has pressed socialism into American politics and life.
Okay, friends, thanks so much for watching. And before you go, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you'll be notified. And here's a special video just for you so you can watch even more of the 13-minute news hour. And don't forget to check out GOPUSA.com for the best in conservative news and commentary. We'll see you next time.